The child's blue pupils are still fresh in his memory. The bell rang. Jinzan appeared. The memories of that time flooded into his mind. Zhang Za was shocked. But he still denied it to everyone. The pajama man pointed at Zhang Za again and said, "You were lying," which made him feel extremely guilty. He quickly denied it. "Anyway, we must hurry to find the person in the coffin. It's hard to find." He quickly drew a card. It really didn't delay things. Hearing these words, Zhang Za couldn't help but ask that. "Who exactly are you?" The man in sunglasses smiled. "We are experts." The pajama man quickly gave a thumbs up. The 4 people playing mahjong are experts. As for what kind of experts? They have wounds, but they can't be prank experts. For Zhang Jia, it doesn't matter if they are experts or not. What matters is whether he can leave here. He begged these experts to let him go. He still has many things to do. But in the end, he only got a sorry. The man in sunglasses told Zhang Sha that he couldn't let him go. "You are an important living specimen for us." Zhang Za had heard of specimen, but he became a living specimen. It's easy to think about it. The man in sunglasses stretched his collar with his hand, revealing the scars on his neck. He said struggling was dangerous. If he was released, the consequences would be unimaginable. When the man in sunglasses found Zhang Za, wanted to use golden needles to seal him, but a pair of hands emerged from his temples, blocking the needle in the man's hand. Although he retreated quickly, but his neck was still injured. The voice of his companion came through the earphones. Mo Jinglan told the other party that he had found. At the same time, he was still dealing with Zhang Za. The two were running around in the woods, which was also quite interesting. But he must destroy Zhang Za. Before he said he would report, the man in sunglasses attacked. But Zhang Za didn't die. Maybe he couldn't be killed. So they would not let Zhang Za go. Zhang Za would cause chaos. He would expose them. Hearing this truth, Zhang Za instantly thought of those fake intentions. He wanted to know what those things were. When the man in sunglasses was about to tell him the answer, the atmosphere around them suddenly changed. Fingers fluttered with the wind. A shadow rushed towards the 4 people playing mahjong. It turned out to be a red-eyed crow. It landed on the man with short hair. The crow came to deliver a message, and the child had been found. So the 4 of them were ready to leave. They walked out of the room one after another. The sudden change made Zhang Da confused again. He quickly stopped everyone, asking what to do with himself. The man in sunglasses also reacted. So Gongling buried him. A word decided the fate of Zhang Zan. On a dark and windy night, appeared in the dark. He cut his palm with a sharp knife, and the blood fell to the ground along his fingers and irregularly formed a circle. At this moment, A screen in the distance rose into the sky. The man in the junction suit smiled. He found the storage. The content of the first 3 chapters ends here. This chapter is full of information, which solves some doubts, such as how the ghost gate broke the seal. The reason why Zhang Shao became extraordinary was bewitched or possessed. It's hard to say. It's worth mentioning that this chapter is called Biugang, and the man in sunglasses is called Guobao. The sunglasses man's sentence of catching the specimen should not refer to Zhang, but the gate of hell. Then the word Guo is very interesting. Could there be a dead specimen? Maybe there are more specimens. Next, let's compare some foreshadowing that has appeared before. First is the boy in the coffin. His belly button was sewn up. The navel is also called shank acupoint. It's the only acupuncture point that is not on the body. In many novels, there is a saying of restoring oxygen, which means restoring oxygen. So if this is sewn up, can we understand that the door to the ocean gas is closed? Maybe there are other meanings. But this design is indeed very ingenious. Next, it's time for Zhang Za to review his life. The footage is taken by stealing. The first scene is the orphanage. Then there is a family photo with a southern paradise in the background. Then there are the disjointed scenes, such as cemetery car accident, playmate in the amusement park, school bullying, and envelopes. Later, it was endless part-time jobs. Zhang Za said he was sorry for many people. And from his attitude, we can see that he is short of money. We can make some guesses. Firstly, Zhang Zan's foster parents took him out of the orphanage. Then there was a car accident. When he was young, his parents left him. Although he was lucky to survive, but he survived as a disaster star. From the words, "Play God" carved on the desk, and the scene of being beaten can be seen. He suffered from serious school violence. There may be some other more serious things, such as the red-clothed girl struggling in the water. From the picture, it is speculated that maybe when Zhang Ziai was playing with his friends, a classmate in red died trying to save her. So other students bullied him later. All these things may have shaped Zhang Zhai's desire to survive. Secondly, Zhang Zhai was short of money. When he was attacked by the underworld before, a gold bar fell from the ditch. There should be foreshadowing here. I don't think he took the gold block himself. There may be other reasons. Of course, it could also be simply for money. After encountering such a special event, he has also undergone great changes. For example, his eyes were originally brown, and his eyes would turn blue in special situations. This shows that he will be extraordinary. Besides this comic, the art style is naturally not to be mentioned, which is quite amazing. The whole story is full of mysteries and some danger. The whole story is quite interesting. Looking forward to it. Hyojin Nan smiled and said, "Don't worry. I won't kill you. I'll just bury you first." What does that mean? He buried the body. Jipo citizen denied Zhang Za's claim. He said calmly that we only bury the head. Are you kidding me? Isn't this just to kill himself? No matter how excited Zhang Za was, a single expression made him speechless. In an emergency, Zhang Za had an idea. He remembered that these people were looking for the child. I hid him. Without me. You wouldn't find the child without me. This sentence caught everyone's attention. Kuntu asked where you hid him. Zhang Za certainly wouldn't tell the truth, indicating that he could lead them to find the child. Only he can find that place. The expressions of the three men were obviously disdainful. The cool girl directly shattered Zhang Za's illusion. He's talking nonsense. Now Zhang Za was at a loss. Just as the cool girl was about to act, the man in sunglasses stopped her. What if what he said is true? Hearing this, Zhang Za knew there was still a chance. He hurriedly said it was all true. He never lies. The man in sunglasses smiled, said gently, after finding the child, "You have to come back with us." Zhang Zan agreed quickly. He was told not to run around after going out. Zhang Zan agreed without hesitation. Quickly. But his true thoughts were unknown. After efforts, Zhang Zan finally gained half of his freedom. After going out, Zhang Zhai found himself in an ancient building. He asked what this place was. The man in sunglasses smiled and said, "Welcome to Lisung Pass." Hearing this name, Zhang Jia suddenly remembered the four-wall scenic spot and wondered how he could be in such a place. The other four didn't care. The man with short hair said calmly, "Let's go." The pajama man said it was time to sleep. Jinwo complained that you weren't going. The pajama man said indifferently that it was too dangerous. How could I go? Call me when playing cards. Seeing this, the man in sunglasses didn't force him and went back to inform Zhang Za to leave. The man with short hair said lightly, "Zhao Di. Don't act unless it's necessary." It turns out that the man in sunglasses is called Zhao Di, which is really a nice name. At this time, Zhang Za felt a chill on the floor tiles. So he stopped everyone. He awkwardly asked if he could have a piece of clothing. The other three were also confused. They really didn't expect this. However, Zhang Za still got a piece of clothing. It was the first time he wore this kind of zhongshan zhuang, which is quite rare. But the most important thing now is, since they had already come out, next, just run away when they're not paying attention. While thinking this, Cool Sister suddenly stopped Zhang Zaleng. She suddenly said, "Wow. It's driving. I can't run away this time." Don't panic. Zhang Dalian was embarrassed and was communicating with Lao Shao. But in fact, he was thinking that if he drove, he would have a greater chance of escaping. Now he just needs a moment. When they were about to pass a curve, Kongza found an opportunity. He jumped down without hesitation. After a roll, he successfully escaped. Of course, this is just a planned scene. Now he is still waiting for the opportunity. With a bang, the van began to shake. The cool girl continued driving without expression. Lao Zhao smiled helplessly. Zhang Zazi curled up in fear.